Hello, it's me. I'm back for today. I've been trying to shoot a video for a while and I haven't had a moment alone, so I am actually sitting on my bedroom floor with junk piled around me um, to try and squeeze one in. I sent the boys and the family out for a couple errands and it kind of caught me off guard that they were ready to go. And so I ran in my bedroom, shut the door, grabbed a couple piles of things. Not sure what I have to show you, but I have a lot of stuff to update you on because I haven't been on here so long. So, um, I need a sip of coffee before I get going on this. This video, I hope, isn't too long because I don't have much time. Okay, so last time I was on here, I pre-recorded a video because my brother-in-law was coming into town to help me. And so I did a video. Well, I did 2 videos in 1 week, and I uploaded one, and then 2 weeks later I uploaded another, and I thought, well, that'll give me a month before I have to do another video. So my brother-in-law, sorry, I'm hearing all these noises outside. My brother-in-law is still here, which I'm not complaining about. I think I had updated on my Instagram at one point. He's my age, and COVID kind of screwed up the industry that he was working in. So he left his job and took some time off. And he's not married, doesn't have kids, and financially he could retire, but he's still young. So he's just trying to figure out what to do. And so he was willing to come help and kind of open-ended. He bought a one-way ticket. And so he's helping me out and making a little bit of money and hanging out. He eventually would like to move here, but, hasn't made that big move yet. So he's been here and willing to stay, and I'm willing to take the help. So I have not had a moment. My kids are still out of school. They don't go back till after Labor Day. So I have people sleeping everywhere and chaos and just not a moment to film a video, especially not in my kitchen. And that's why I've been gone. So basically when I filmed that last one, I think it was like the day before or the same day that he came into town, the pre-recorded one. Let's see, he came into town, we worked. See, my sense of time is like totally off, but I think we worked for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And one Saturday we had we had stayed up late the night before. I'll kind of say this. My family, we watch the Dodger games, and when they play on the West Coast, they don't start till after 10 o'clock at night here. So my husband and his brother, especially when his brother's here, they watch every game, which, baseball, there's a lot of baseball games. So, that Friday night, I had been up late watching the game with them and went to bed, and we all kind of slept in a little bit on Saturday and decided to go out to breakfast. And when I was at breakfast, I was like so exhausted. And I just kept thinking, man, I can't stay up till midnight anymore. I am way too old. Like, I just am so tired, I can't shake it. Never occurred to me that I was sick. Came home that afternoon, took a long nap, woke up in the middle of the night with like the worst body aches, totally sick. I caught COVID somewhere. Not from anybody I know, obviously, just out in public somewhere. And so that took me down for like 3 weeks. I was down, and it was just exhaustion. Nothing ever went to my chest, but for those of you, that's my second time I've had it. The first time it was really mild, like just allergies or a cold. And this time, just the exhaustion and body aches, just my stamina was not there. So I didn't get to work a lot, which I felt so cruddy. I couldn't stitch, nothing. I was just like sleeping and like a total zombie. We were also supposed to go on a trip. We were going to go see a Dodger game in Cincinnati and then take my son to Canton, because when we went to Canton earlier this year, He wanted to go to the Football Hall of Fame. We didn't have time for that. So we were going to do Dodger game in Cincinnati, drive over to Canton, and do a little, like a 2-day little road trip. My son also got COVID for the second time, and he only was down for about 48 hours. But it just, we didn't feel like traveling. It wasn't a good idea to travel. So my husband and his brother, they went to the Dodger game in Cincinnati. And then they decided to drive to Atlanta and watch the next Dodger game. So they were gone for a few days, and I still wasn't feeling good. And it actually was really nice because we just the kids and I stayed here and chilled out and rested. So then we did that. They did that. And then we worked for a little bit. Again, I wasn't working long hours. I couldn't put in that much time. But my husband and his brother then wanted to go to see a Dodger game in St. Louis. And I was thinking I'd get some more time alone. And I said, oh, that'll be great. And my husband was like, well, we're only going if you go with us. I was feeling better. And I was like, ugh. It was really hot. I mean, it was like in the high 90s and humid. And I'm like, there's no way I cannot go to a baseball stadium and walk I just can't do it. I just can't. I'm not well enough yet. So what I told him was, I said, well, I'll go with you if you drive me the next day to Wisconsin so I can go to Country Sampler. And when you guys are at the game, I will stay in the hotel room and stitch, which I was pretty excited about. So he's like, well, that sounds good to me. So I don't know, that was probably a couple weeks after their first trip. So, I was kind of over COVID, but just had lingering effects. So I had all these big plans that I was going to have, a night in the hotel, a few hours to stitch. I slept in the car like the whole way to St. Louis, got myself some dinner because I wouldn't have a car at the hotel. Got in the hotel, got in the pajama pants, got all set up and everything. They go off to the game, and I fell asleep and slept almost the whole time they were gone. I kind of woke up and was like, oh man, I need to shake this. And I took a shower, slept. Next day we left for Wisconsin and went to Country Sampler. I slept the whole way there. But I did get to go to Linz of Madison, and I got to go to Country Sampler. And then, I think that night we stayed in Schaumburg, which is a great town in Illinois. They have good shopping there. And stayed there overnight, and then drove home, and my brother-in-law and I got to work. And we've been working ever since. Haven't done any little road trips since then. Oh, I did. On the drive there, I got to make this update quick. On the drive there, we were talking about, I don't know, something to do with music. We were just talking about music. And my husband was like, oh, Elton John's playing in Detroit pretty soon. And I know my girls really wanted to see him. I saw him years ago at Dodger Stadium with Eric Clapton. And, I didn't need to go see him again, but it's his farewell tour. We'll see. And he's like, I think he's in Detroit soon. So I'm in the back seat. I Google it. He was going to be there on Monday. And this was I think we went to see the game on a Thursday. So we were gone Thursday and Friday. I was sleeping in the car and not getting much stitching done, but I must have needed it because when I got home, I felt really good. So I texted my girls and I'm like, hey, you want to go see Elton John on Monday night? And they were like, yeah, because I had looked up tickets, and I usually will buy the resale tickets on a resale ticket site. So I was able to get tickets for $120. So we got home from that trip, and I died like a mad woman the whole weekend. And then it was really nice because my girls and I drove down to Detroit, checked into a hotel room, got ready for the concert, went and saw Elton John, stayed the night, and then on the way home we did some shopping at some outlets and stuff. But the whole time I was gone, my brother-in-law was working for me. So it was like work did not stop or skip a beat, which was phenomenal. In fact, the concert wasn't until 8 o'clock on Monday, so we didn't even really leave until close to lunchtime. And I worked that morning And we got home in the afternoon the next day and I kept working. So that was almost like a freebie trip because, you know, work didn't stop because I wasn't here, which was fantastic. Felt really good. So that was fun. My girls enjoyed that. And it very well could be Elton John's farewell tour because you could tell he was having a hard time sitting at that piano for that. I mean, he plays for like 3 hours, and I can't imagine just pounding on the piano and sitting that long and singing and all the energy. And he's in his 70s, and this time I'm kind of believing him. So that was good. So those are the two big like summary things that I did, and everything else has been work. I'll do a quick shop update. I'm starting to get a little bit of 40 count in, and I mentioned that on my Instagram. I will throw updates on Instagram, you know, any just little blurbs here and there of things that I have in stock or things that are going out. I tell everybody I don't mind you emailing me and checking on orders, and I really don't. But right now I have a reasonable wait time. I'm somewhat caught up. If you are waiting, you're just waiting on base linen. So if you're waiting, you know, and you don't need to email me, every time I mention an update, I just get bombarded with emails, and sometimes I miss them. They go in my spam. I see them on my phone and I'm like, oh, I'll go answer on my computer tonight. And then I go to find them and they're, you know, because I've looked at it already, they're like, I can't find them. So it would help me out if you take this update to heart. And I haven't lost any orders. They're slowly going out. I can't dye all colors yet in the 40 count because I don't have quite enough. But if you have a large order and I have a nice chunk of it, I'm sending out partial orders too. So, and I ran out of 36 count for a while as well. So there's some 36 count orders that are waiting. I think it's kind of like a domino effect. When 40 count is short, stitchers either go up a count or down a count. And I think it's more common that they go down to 36 rather than up to 46, which then screws up my inventory. And the distributors, you know, have a run on those counts too. So hopefully, cross your fingers that Zweigart is starting to produce a little more 40 and that their next shipment will also have some. I didn't get everything that I had on order, but I got a nice little chunk of it. So some of you have gotten those older orders and are starting to get 40 count. And that's about it. Right now you will see on the website some stuff is sold out kind of temporarily while there's an issue. I think I'm going to not have some things for pre-order just for my peace of mind, because all this waiting, you know, I'm waiting like you guys. And so if it's not there for pre-order, then I don't have people waiting months and months to get something that I am also waiting on. So that's kind of it. You know, it's kind of the same. Like I said, I've just been busy, so I haven't been updating as much on Instagram. And anytime I do, I just get just a flood of emails. Oh, I'm shipping Friday. And I'll get like 80,000 people emailing me. Is my package in that, you know, bundle you're doing on Friday? Or can you tell me when it'll ship? Which is, like I said, it's fine. You're allowed to, it's not bothering me if you email me, but it does kind of suck me away from, you know, the dyeing and the ironing and the folding and the packaging and the sending out. So that's where I'm at. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory, I guess. I've got some new colors that I hope to be able to release soon as I get through all these older orders, and get these ones that have been waiting forever out in the mail and have some base linen. I am going to pre-dye some new colors and release them. So I'm hoping that's in the next month. We'll see. All right, because I snuck in here to do this while they're running errands, I may not have a lot of time. So I'm just going to get to the stitching. I did get a little bit of stitching time after we did that trip to Country Sampler and Linz of Madison. We were rocking out on the ironing and the dyeing and all that, and I took a couple nights, again, during Dodger games, and got some stitching done over the last, I don't even know how long ago it was that I recorded one of these, 2.5 months, because I pre-recorded the one, so there's a lot to show. I kind of threw everything in a pile And I know there's stuff I'm missing because I know there's stuff that I've purchased, that I've received in the mail. Um, there was a giveaway winner on one of the last videos. I'm actually probably going to post that winner on Instagram because I forgot to grab it. It was for a Fat Quarter Shop giveaway. And this one I'm not going to do a giveaway just yet because I wasn't prepared. And I'm just trying to get a video in for you guys so that you know I'm still alive and I'm still kicking, still here. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. So I'm going to show you what I've done. I've had a lot of starts. I'm in the mood for fall stitching. I know September is Sampler September. I watched Carol's video this morning. She showed a lot of good samplers that she's thinking of working on. And I was kind of in that same mode, but right now I'm so in the mood for fall. Hopefully my next video will have a pile of samplers that I would like to maybe, I don't know, start in September, work on a little bit, a couple that I want to finish, but I'm just going to go, I get so little stitching time that I'm going to go with whatever I feel like. And then I will do an actual fall stitching video later in, you know, October. That might be my next video or two, may just be samplers. I don't know. We'll see. Don't even know when I can get back on here again. So, okay. So actually early this morning, I did some stitching. I got up early and again, everybody was sleeping and there's not much I can do. You know, I didn't want to wake anybody up. So I got my coffee and, I started working on the Gather In by Plum Street. Actually, I shouldn't say I started it this morning. I started it last night, again, watching the Dodgers and the Marlins. And I stayed up real late last night, which was good. I think I had slept in till like 7 o'clock in the morning, so I had some energy to stay up later. And I just have a little tiny start. And this one, what am I doing this one on? Oh, my friend Denise. Denise, look at Lakeside Sand Dune 40 count. Denise passed on some Lakeside to me. And I got very busy kitting it up with things. And so, because I don't have a lot of needle and flax in 40 count, so that's what I started working on. And I think that'll be really cute. When this was released last year, I wasn't really like fall stitching at the time. So it's kind of just sat here waiting for me to be in the mood for fall. And I was gifted, I always hesitate to say names unless I ask, but I was gifted from a very nice person that watches and an Instagram friend. I got a box. I mean, she sent me like, hang on a second. Okay, I heard someone pulling up, but who knows? Probably someone driving down the road. Anyway, Instagram friend, somebody that watches this, she had sent me a monster box. I have never gotten a gift this nice, I think, in my lifetime. Just a huge box of project bags. And you know me, I use the plastic. Totally spoiled. She's like, I don't know if you want these. I don't know if you want to do them for giveaways. No way in heck am I giving them away. I mean, I don't have project bags. Now I'm starting to get some. She just sent me the nicest box of goodies. So this was one of them. And I don't know the makers of all these. Some of them do have tags. But I put Gather In. Is it Gather In? The one I'm working on in this, which is super cool. So I worked on that last night. Here's another bag she sent me, which is totally crazy fun. And this is so much to, I think this is so much to love. Yeah, bag. And you guys know I kept talking about Live on Little and how I was dying to get it. And then Paulette released it, which I figured she would at the Country Sampler Summer Stitch Retreat. So you know I had it in my hot little hands. I had it sent to me. I had it picked up at that Country Sampler weekend. And it was sent to me within days. So before it was even at the distributors or in the shops, I had this in my hot hands. So that's Live on Little. And I actually just ordered some. I'll probably put some in on my website. because I just love this sampler. And I started it right away, but I haven't really been working on it only because, you know, it's kind of summery and I'm in the mood for fall, and I can't believe how wrinkled this is. I think this is another piece. What did I decide to stitch this on? I think this is also a Lakeside. Shoot. I'm pretty sure this is Lakeside. Vintage Exemplar, maybe? So I just did a little bit of the border, some of the words, and what I wanted to do, God, this is wrinkled. I just wanted to get down to some of the big, heavy fill-in stuff, because this will take me years to do. But that's that. So that's all the called for colors. God, I wish I had written down what I started it on. It's not a Needle and Flax. Anyway, started that, so that was pretty exciting. That'll, if I could get sort of the outline of the house and some of the water and stuff going on that. This is going to be one kind of like Houses of Hawk Run Hollow that's easy for me to take in the car, or, you know, when I can't really focus on a pattern. I can stitch in the car. I usually only do fill-in. It does make me a little sick to do counting, but for fill-in I'm good if I take a Dramamine. So that usually helps. A little Dramamine a half hour before we leave and I'm good to go. So I started that. And another thing I started, which I can't believe how fun this is. And do I have the cover page? Let's see. So a couple months ago, I joined Teresa Kogut's Patreon, and it's amazing. I joined the top tier specifically for this reason, and I just paid for the whole year. It's just like, let's just do this thing. So I'm a tier 4, and let me tell you, if you have thought of subscribing and haven't, the content she gives you, it is well worth the money. Hold on. Okay. This may happen a lot because I'm sitting right by a window, and sometimes, I gotta hurry up. So anyway, yeah, so I signed up for tier 4, and if you're in tier 4, she was doing a stitch along, and you know, for the price of tier 4, that's what I pay for like Netflix, and let me tell you, Teresa's giving me more than Netflix ever did. So you get free patterns, she posts lots of videos, you get sneak peeks on her fabrics and upcoming, like we got to see all the Needlework Expo releases before she did her video on YouTube and before she had posted anything on social media. So that was really fun. And you get a discount on all of her patterns. I mean, it is so well worth it if you are a fan of Teresa Kogut. The content she puts out is like good. I mean, she makes sure you're not wasting your money signing up for her Patreon. If you're on a budget, cancel your Netflix and go to Teresa Kogut's Patreon. I'm telling you, it's totally worth it. So she's doing the stitch along, and I think this was just part 1. She's released more of it. And I decided to do that. And I can't believe how fun it is to stitch. I mean, you know, not that I didn't think it would be fun, but it moves really quickly. I only got to spend like, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half on this. And I started just the border and the little house, but it is fun. It's fun to stitch. And this one I'm doing, okay, Denise, I think this is also one of your pieces of linen you gave me. Maybe. Oh, no, it's not. It's, I think this is a Seraphim fabric. No? Shoot. I need to get better about writing this stuff down. I can't remember. If I remember next time I show it. I was going to be all organized. I can't remember. It's either a Seraphim or it could be Fox and Rabbit. It could be Fox and Rabbit Hog Bristle. Maybe? I don't know. The lighting's bad in here. I did buy some, when I show you my haul, I did buy some linen, and hopefully you'll be able to see the colors that I got. So the only other stitching that I grabbed, I did some fill-in on Plum Street Sampler's American Sampler, and I did some fill-in on Houses of Hawk Run Hollow. So, and I did a little bit of that in the car when we were driving to St. Louis. So when I was at Country Sampler, I did buy a few things, and I bought a few patterns that I already owned because you have to buy the pattern from them to get their conversion. And so there's a few things that I bought that I already owned because I wanted the conversion, and then the ones that I owned, I'm just going to do for giveaways on here. And this was one of them. This is Stacy Nash Be Kind Sampler. And I loved, they had it on display, and I loved how they had it stitched. I just wanted to get, when I got home, I just wanted to get a little bit in there. They kitted it up on 36 Count Up in the Attic by Fox and Rabbit, which is a beautiful color. I would love to get more of this. I really like Fox and Rabbit color, you know, their colors and stuff. This is this little floss ring. I don't know, is it a floss ring thing? Floss? I don't know. Floss jewelry. I'm really getting stuck on these things. The zipper pulls and but this was in with all those project bags that I got. Oh, so fun. Okay, I totally am getting why people like all this little jewelry stuff, because it's very fun. So these are the colors, and this is the Country Sampler. You know, it's not the called for, they do their own conversion. I'm pretty sure, yeah. And I just did a little teeny tiny start. It's very faded and pretty looking. I don't know, but I love this linen, so I'm definitely on the hunt for some 36 or 40 count Up in the Attic, because I think that's beautiful. Okay, so I did that, and that's all the stitching that I grabbed off my cedar chest over here. I have a lot more. So I'm going to show you haul. I've been throwing it in the bag I got at Country Sampler, but it's from all different places. Some stuff I got at Linns of Madison. If I remember where I got it, or if I got it in the mail, I'll tell you. Oh, that was the other thing. I'll show you this really quick. One thing I did on the Lucy Beam website, I ordered some of her floss rings, and I got them in the mail last week. And on the Gather In, I put one of them on those threads. But she has some super cute. This is cross stitch, and it's got a little needle. I ordered 3. So cute. One that says Sampler Stitcher. If I remember, I'll try and put a link to her website on the video. So what did I get? Okay, I have lots of linen. I don't know if my light's good enough to show you the linen. Okay, so Country Sampler, what did I get? I got, see, I haven't even gone into this stuff because I just kept it in the bag. This little cross-stitch zippered doodah. And you can order any of their stuff online. So anything I show you, you can just go online and order from them. You don't have to drive to Country Sampler. One thing about Country Sampler is I knew it was small. People had said, oh, it's really tiny. It's tiny. It's super tiny. There's a lot of stuff in there, so it's totally worth whatever kind of drive or airfare or whatever. There's not a lot else in that town, in Spring Green. Now, if you're not from a small town, you might totally be like super charmed because it's a very teeny tiny small town. We've got towns like that all over the state of Michigan. So I think that it would be very fun to go, because it's kind of like in the middle of nowhere. It's not really nowhere, but you know what I'm saying. It's a little bit of a hike. I think it would be very fun to either stay in the upstairs or stay at the little motel they have there. And next time I go, spend more time to get more shopping there. Because like I said, there's a few antique stores and things like that, but Country Sampler is pretty much it. And there's so much in there, it takes a while to look. But I was very surprised at how tiny it is. that's my, that's my review. Definitely worth it, but I think I would try and spend a little more time there, unless you're passing through. But yeah, just time to dig and look, and it's a fantastic shop, and everybody's so nice there. Okay, so I got that. This was another thing that they had stitched up on the wall. I'd actually love to go back for fall and see their fall or Christmas decor. I think they do open houses for fall and Christmas. This is called the Pin Keep Pledge Allegiance 1892. And they had that on display. The picture doesn't even, nice little patriotic one that I love. I got some older charts that I didn't have. Oh, I got, I did the Michigan. Oh, Michigan people know what I'm talking about. Oh, okay. The Needleworkers flashcards, the Brenda Gervais flashcards, they came out at Market a couple years ago, and I did not buy them, and now Country Sampler had them, so I did. I got Needlework Press, Maria Tilly, 1835. This is one that I do have a lot of Needlework Press, but it's one that I didn't have and has been on my list. So I got that. I got Elena Galvez, 1895 from Needlework Press. I thought this was pretty, and I'm not sure I've ever seen it. It's just a red sampler. Love that. There's the name. Ooh. There's the name. I got, I'm just tossing stuff on the floor. Into the Manor Born by Kathy Barrick. I don't think I'd ever seen this one. And that's why I was like, well, I better grab it while I can. I love that. I love Kathy Barrick. Did you see her new Needlework Expo stuff? I am registered to buy for Needlework Expo, which is an online, wholesale market. Oh my God, my leg's falling asleep. Maybe I'm too old to sit on the floor too. So, I don't even know where I'm going. I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, Needlework Market. Yeah, so Kathy Barrick has some great releases. So I'm going to buy some charts. I don't know. I will eventually put them as kits, but that's next weekend, and it's a virtual wholesale market. And I have a list of a few things. And there's a lot of releases that are coming out that have Needle and Flax fabric for their models. That Liz Matthews one, it's a cloche with pumpkins. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. That was good. And that is on Steinbeck. Okay, so I got this one actually. I did stop at Lynn's of Madison. That's another one. I actually stopped there first because they closed a little earlier than Country Sampler, and we were kind of deciding which way to go, and those were only two Wisconsin destinations. So I went there first. They have a frame shop. They have a lot of charts. Actually, I was talking with Carol's Salt Box, and she had told me to make sure and stop there because they carry a lot of Scarlet Letter, which they do. I had a lot of the ones that were there. Oh my God, seriously, my leg's falling asleep. Okay, I'm not as young as I used to be. They did, and they have a lot of fabric, so I mostly bought fabric there. Because charts you can kind of get anywhere, but it's kind of like finding, when you go to a place like that, I try to either get what I need in the near future, like threads. I always look for fabric and just little things that maybe aren't as easy to find. Charts, I mean, you can get charts anywhere. But I do like getting, oh my God, you guys, I do like getting charts, that maybe not everybody carries, or I may not remember the name of it. And this was one of them. I thought this was a really pretty sampler. It's Threads of Memory, Mary Ann Curry sampler. Isn't that pretty? It's got Adam and Eve and Solomon's Temple and some big flowers. I thought that was super pretty. So I got that at Lynn's of Madison. Oh my God, this is such a mess. What else did I get here? What else did I get? I finally got Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. I never bought it when it was released, and everybody was going cuckoo crazy. And when everybody's stitching something, I love seeing it, but I really don't want to stitch it. I'm kind of not a follow the crowd kind of girl. So this could be a winter stitch. It's very pretty. Country Sampler did not do a conversion for this. They pretty much kept it as is. So, oh, what else did I get? I got Be Thankful. It's one of the new Brenda Gervais releases. Thank God I just opened this bag because I almost reordered this. Jeez, oh Pete. I was on Brenda Gervais' website last night, and I was like, oh, I definitely have to get that one. Well, I bought it at Country Sampler. Oy, oy, oy. I did get, I always wanted these too. Kathy Barrett sells these in her Etsy shop. I got her needlework, like labels to stick on the back of your stitched pieces. Okay, so I got, now this one was a pattern that I had, so it'll be a giveaway, but I loved their conversion of Keep on the Wood by Brenda Gervais. And this will definitely, this is a fun one. I didn't get a kit or anything. I just got the chart with the threads and stuff that they used. So I have to kit this up. But this would be a great one for like after Christmas, just like dead of winter stitching, and that you could keep up well past, it's not Christmassy, but it's wintry. I mean, it says Christmas, but it's not Christmassy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I got that. And what else did I get? Oh, okay. Gosh, I got more than I thought I did. They had, this is another pattern I already had, but I loved the kit. They had Artful Offerings, God Bless America, Land That I Love. They still had a lot of their patriotic stuff out because, you know, this was end of July, or in July. I don't even know when the heck I was there. Anyway, God Bless America, and so I bought the kit, and this is on 36 count Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. Another good, great neutral color, and I loved the way they had this stitched. So I already had that chart, and I'm going to be giving that away. I got by Not Forgotten Farm. See, I just said I don't buy a lot of charts, but I did buy some at Country Sampler. And Fritz 1824. I thought that was pretty cute. And Not Forgotten Farm is not, I mean, they're easy to get. They're just not at every place you go. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, shoot, that I got in the mail. Where's the pieces I got? When I was at Lynn's of Madison, they had some Lakeside. So I did get, Lakeside has kind of started sending fabric to a lot of shops. And it's still, when you see it, you got to jump on it. And it was funny. I was standing there looking at the, you know, the wall of linen, trying to figure out what I wanted to get. And I hear some lady behind me go, do you have Needle and Flax Brea? And I went, I wanted to kind of hide and die. I was like, oh God. And they're like, no, we order from her, but we need to place another order, which they just did. So Lynn's of Madison is in my queue. But it just cracked me up because I'm standing there looking and I hear this lady and I was like, it was just the weirdest feeling ever. I went out, my husband and his brother and my son were all waiting in the car, and I'm like, guess what? They're like, oh my God. They didn't care. Anyway, so I did get some Lakeside, and I got a piece of 36 count navy bean, which is beautiful. This is similar to Alcott by Needle and Flax. Similar. I mean, no two dyers are exactly the same, but that's navy bean. I got 36 count Exemplar Lakeside. Perfect neutral. I got Lakeside Vintage Magnolia. Now this one I had never seen. It reminds me a bit of Pemberley that I do by Needle and Flax. And it's just a buttery, you know, it's a cream. It's their cream. And Pemberley I would say would be my cream. And then this, which is why I'm jumping back to this. So I got Seraphim Dusty Road 40 count. I mean, if you see 40 count, you got to jump on it because who knows what's going on with Zweigart. And you're not going to be able to tell in this lighting. This piece has some modeling. I'm getting a shadow. But it's got some yellows in it, and it's got, even I can't see it now. It had a couple of spots that were kind of bluish. And as soon as I saw it, because I've had Dusty Road before, but the Dusty Road I have does not look like this. And I saw this piece and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. And immediately, knowing I was going to Country Sampler, it is a perfect fabric for Not Forgotten Farm flag folk. So I made sure, because I bought this about 45 minutes before I went to Country Sampler, and I made sure to grab this pattern so that I could put the fabric with it. Again, this probably won't be stitched until springtime because I'm not doing the, you know, I'm not doing well, I do patriotic year round, but right now I'm in the mood for fall, and then it'll be samplers and stuff. So I have to buy the threads and kit it, but this fabric, that's what I bought this for. I thought, oh, perfect. So Linz and Madison, that's what I mostly bought was fabric. Country Sampler, I did buy a couple fabrics there along with those charts. I got Seraphim Prairie Grass. Which is a nice, pretty color. And I got Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. Country Sampler used that in a lot of their, it's a gorgeous color. I really like their colors. It's kind of a grayish, brownish, taupish, grayish. It's a great neutral. In the mail, okay, so that's all my shop haul. You guys, I've been gone a long time. There's a lot of haul here, and there's more that I haven't shown. So in the mail, I got some Seraphim from Victoria Rose Needle Arts. She always posts on Instagram when she gets stuff like this in linens and things that people are looking for. So this is 40 count Boston. Now this batch, I think I got 3 different colors. They all kind of really lean to green, which Seraphim does. I love green. I like a green tinge to things. And I think as a dyer, sometimes you can really lean into a color sometimes, and she definitely leans into the greens, which I like. So some of these are similar. You know, I don't have anything in mind for them because sometimes with hand-dyed linen, you just kind of want to collect it because no 2 batches are the same, and you just don't know exactly what you're going to get. And this one is 36 count antique lace. This one is very green. Very, very green. In fact, I actually think Picture This Plus Heartland is one that sometimes you get it and it's green and sometimes you get it and it's brown. And I think there's a couple Scarlet Letters, I think, that use that. And I have a chunk that came years ago. I mean, it is green. I think this might be a good, this piece in particular might be a better replacement for it because it's a more subtle green. And I'll figure out something else to use that Heartland on. But Seraphim's one that I do like to get for my stash. And I had heard through the grapevine that she had also had a little blip in her 40 count. And so I was like, oh, 40 count, I gotta get it. So let's see, I have 2 pieces of antique lace that I got. This one's a little more tan. Pretty. I love her. I like her modeling and stuff. She kind of has an aged look to her. Dyeing. And then, actually, I just got I'm on a linen, you know, I have plenty of charts. I'm kind of on a linen tear. I really want to collect all the linen and have lots of dyers linens and stuff for me to stitch on because I don't want to only stitch on my own stuff. So I'm trying to build the linen stash. I got, like I said, I love Fox and Rabbit. Victorian Rose, again, just got some Fox and Rabbit. And so I got 40 count flannel flowers, which is pretty. It's got some real pretty modeling in it. You're not seeing these true to color. but they're trust me, they're gorgeous. I'll tell you if I get a bum piece of fabric. Just kidding. I haven't. I would love to get quite a few of Fox and Rabbits. That, the one that was in the kit from Country Sampler, the Stacy Nash, I love that. Now I can't remember what it is, but I really want to get some of that. So I also got 40 count Mayflower by Fox and Rabbit. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So I think still we got to be jumping on we got to hoard the linen. Okay, so one thing I got in the mail, now these are just charts I've gotten in the mail. Scarlet Letter had a new release, Elizabeth Treadway. I got that. That won't be done anytime soon, but Elizabeth Treadway. I got, again, Teresa Kogut in the Patreon. She gave us a chart, a free design for having 1,000 Patreon subscribers, and I loved it. That day I ran and got the DMC, but it's called Beauty Fades. So I'm sure this will be released at some point, but look how cute that is. Look at that little flower border. The girl. Look at the threads. Love that. So that I got. And I can't not mention this. So Homespun Needlework group on Facebook. I am in that, and they had an exclusive using Needle and Flax linen. And you can still order it if you're a member of that group. Shepherd's Bush is not Shepherd's Bush. Shepherd's Needle in Arkansas. Ann Thompson. She is kitting it. So this is, I think you can order it through the month of August. They will warn when it's kind of like last call. So this is a sampler for all seasons by Scarlet House, and you get this chart, and then this is a reversible like pin cushion, and you also get the little pins, and this is done on Steinbeck. It looks a lot lighter on here. Steinbeck's more of a grayish color. You can kind of see it more in that picture, the true color. This looks beige. Anyway, so have I dyed a poop ton of linen for this one. I had a comment at one point. I still get nasty comments sometimes. And I had a comment from someone through email right after this was released, thinking that I ignore the customers and dye for shops and exclusives and let the customers wait. Not the case. This was ordered last year. I do not have any orders as old as this one was. And I pre-purchased all of the linen. These things are planned out way in advance. I have another exclusive type thing later next spring. And I know the color, I know the pattern, I know the stitch count, and as soon as I'm through these orders, that linen will be purchased and set aside so that that can go out. So I'm still sending them linen. I kind of do it in batches, but you know, I have some on hand in case they run out or run low, but Anne has plenty of linen for this. So if you want that kit, join the Homespun Needlework Facebook group, and then you are eligible to get this chart. And if you don't want to do that, it will be released to the public. These all are. I mean, that's a lot of work for that designer to do that and not release it. So it will be released at some point. And I think you can get that with silk or cotton. And I got the cotton. So there's that. I had some other exclusives that I had dyed stuff for. I had done one for the Sampler Guild of the Rockies, and I got that kit, and I don't have it here. Let's see what else. Oh, okay. Still more haul. Oh, here's the other. Fox and Rabbit 40 count paper bark. I knew I had 3 Fox and Rabbits. I basically got all, you know, these are all just kind of like off-white colors, but pretty. Love it. Love it. Can't wait to use that. What else? What else? What else? Oh, Michigan. Oh, people in Michigan always do that. My kids one day were like, "You do that," you know, go "oh" rather than "uh-oh" or "oh." And I do the Michigan "ope" quite a bit. Fanny Bramley by Hands Across the Sea. I did get that. You guys know I get all of these. That's not going to stitch anytime soon. And Teresa Vanette, Shakespeare's Peddler, Marianne Mingay, 1796. I thought that was a pretty chart. Okay, so 49 minutes. Maybe I can sneak in like 5 or 10 more minutes of my plans. So I just grabbed, oh, God, the leg. You guys, this is not easy to sit on the floor. I'm just saying. God, in my brain, my dad says this all the time. He's 82. He goes, in my brain, I'm 30, but the body is not, 30 anymore. But I just can't, every time he has a birthday, I can't believe how old I am. Because in my brain's not that old. I'm kind of starting to feel the same way. Like in my brain, I'm like 21, but the body is not 21 anymore. Not easy to sit on the floor like this. Okay. So I grabbed some fall stuff that is kind of like, I will do some like fall videos the deeper we get into fall. That's the other thing. When I had COVID, I lost smell and taste. Now the taste is back. The smell is not fully back. That is an awful symptom. And when I say losing your taste, it's not like when you have a cold and your like food doesn't taste right. I could not, there's nothing. There's nothing. Only texture, and texture is disgusting. Let me tell you, you put some stuff in your mouth and you're just like, bleh. And it's stuff you normally eat. You got to have the taste with it. So my taste is back. I can taste my coffee again, which was my big gripe. That I was still drinking my coffee, but I wasn't tasting it. But the smell is not 100%. And you guys, it's pumpkin spice season, which is, I'm constantly burning fall candles. I love all the fall smells, the fall feels. September, October, those are my favorite months of the year. Fall is my favorite by far. And I'm really hoping that some of this smell comes back, because I'm burning these, it's like you're already burning money when you burn candles. I'm not getting the benefit of it. And it's really ticking me off. So at least I can taste the coffee. There could be worse things. So anyway, I'm feeling the fall. It's not totally cool here yet. It's kind of a rainy day today. But I grabbed a few fall projects that I've been wanting to start forever. Oh, actually, this one I actually pulled out and stitched on a little bit, like for 2 seconds. This one I started last year. So this is Plum Street Samplers, George Decorates for Martha. And this was a Dying to Stitch kit that I had purchased when I was in that club. And that is all that I have done. But, I figured, that would be an easy one to get done. So that's on my list for fall. Another one I've had for years and years and years that I have never started, but I really need to, and it's out of print. So you're going to have to hunt for this one or ask your friends. And this is A Good Housewife. And this is Our House by The Good Housewife. Huswife? Is it Huss? It's a Huss. It's a hussy. Huswife. Little sewing roll. So yeah, I have always wanted to do this and have not started it. So that is on the fall list, on the agenda, as they say. This is actually in a project bag that I made back in the day, just with like Joanne fabric. Here's another bag that I was gifted in the pile of bags. This is great. I've got like 4 things in here. So I grabbed, again, Teresa Kogut. This is one of her expo releases. I'm going to have to buy the booklet. But when I became a Patreon, this was a past Patreon release. And you get free charts every month. And then once the month passes, they're like gone. But you can then buy them at a discount. So this was in her shop when I first joined, and I immediately downloaded it because I love this. And now it is a market release. So, but she got rid of all this fill-in around the Halloween, which I think is a really good idea if you watch her latest video. So I have all the threads, and oh, here we go. I knew I had another Denise fabric in here. Denise. She gave me a piece of Liberty Gray by R&R, 40 count, and that is what I'm going to stitch this on. So that I would love to start. That will never get done this year. Those I mean, it's pretty heavy stitching, but I just think it's the cutest retro looking Halloween sampler. What else? Forever and ever, I wanted to stitch Jack's Bash by Plum Street since it came out, and I have not. This will be done this year. Well, not done, started. I'm not getting anything done this year. So there's that. It's the Rhode Island style, like her new Constellation and Heritage sampler and all that, except it's fall. Good. So I'll be doing that, and I have all of the threads. It's mostly Gentle Art. And I grabbed, what did I grab? 40 count pecan butter. And that's the called for. So that was pretty exciting because I did not have fabric for that. And then when I got the little fabric bundle, you know, it's worked out very well. And let's see, 2 other things, and then I'm going to have to go because maybe I'll get some alone time before they come back and bring me my Baja Bowl from Panera, which is one place that I sent them. Ghoul-Tide Welcome by Plum Street. I wanted to start the Liberty one this summer, never started it. I'm sure I'll want to do the Yuletide, which is Christmas, but I thought, well, I'll throw Ghoul-Tide in. This one I do have the NPIs for, and I think the called for is Vintage Sand Dune, which I do have a piece of that, so I will be possibly starting that one. That's another huge one. For years, I have wanted to start, these are just high on my fall list, and they're big. So none of them will be done this year. Halloween at Hollyberry Farm by Stacy Nash. I think I might need some more threads. I don't think I have all the threads yet, but I had purchased the R&R 18th Century Rook. I think I got that from 123 Stitch years ago. It is not a modeled piece. It is solid. And that is the called for linen. So that's a possibility to start. I really like that one. And then the last one, I was going to work on this last night, and it's driving me nuts. Here's one of the Lucy Beam little blingy thread things. What, I don't even know what these are called. Thread rings, maybe? So I put all my threads on that. This is Brenda Gervais, Grateful, Thankful, Blessed. It's funny because this morning I watched Carol Saltbox's video and she showed this. She had it in the background. Now here's what's terrible, and this is what threw me off last time. I have the called for threads, and I have, it calls for Wren by Picture This Plus. I have that. So I think it was last year or the year before I started stitching it, and of course some of it does not show up well. So I put it aside. It was kind of late in the fall anyway, and I was like, whatever, I'll do this next year. So last night I was like, I was actually really in the mood to start a Prairie Schooler fall piece. Shoot. See, now I was just, whatever. There was a car again. You know, I'm scared of cars. I really want to do a Prairie Schooler, but I couldn't find the piece, the width that I had. So I was like, well, I'll work on Brenda Gervais. It still threw me off. So one thing that I did was I thought, oh, I know Christy from Crosshatch Quilts had this same issue of that not showing up. And I know she switched the lettering and stuff so that it would pop a little more. Because really the issue is, you know, you can't see, I don't mind that you can't see the white, but you cannot see those letters at all. So I was like, I think that she had the same issue. So I went back and I watched last night. I just kind of, you know, tried to find where she was talking about it. And she did. She said, I think she finished this one. But when she was stitching it and talked about it, she said that she had done the letters up here, switched it to the gray in the roof. And I was like, perfect. I go through my threads that are on the ring, and I think I have them all. I do have them all. And my chart has the gray roof on the thread key is listed as Ye Olde Gold. Well, that's not gray. So I don't know if I have a goofy chart. I have no idea. Then I'm looking through and I'm like, I have no gray colors. There's nothing gray in the called for colors. So then I was just like, oh, forget it. Forget it. Because I really wanted to stitch, and I knew I'd have some time to stitch during that Dodger game last night, and I put it down because I'm going to have to find a gray for the roof. And none of my colors, I could have purchased these, you know, dye lots change and stuff. Ye Olde Gold has never been gray. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at it again and find a gray for the roof and those letters, and then I can get going on it. So, you know, when that happens, it's just frustrating. So that was kind of a bummer. And this is in one of my very few Stitch Folk bags. I might have showed this on the last video. I don't know. I don't even remember what I've shown or not shown. I was watching Annie B's, which is one of my favorite YouTubes. And she and her girls she just moved, and she and her girls just did a video like a week ago or whatever. And they're like, Rachel, where are you? And then the girls like totally freaked out, and it just cracked me up. You guys, that totally reminds me of my kids. I love that she asked where I was, because I was like, I'm right here. I'm watching her video. I'm right here. I'm like, if Anne says I've got to get on and do a video, I got to do a video. I didn't feel bad about it. But the girls' reaction cracked me up, because that's exactly what my daughters would do. Mom, so rude. She's busy. Don't make her feel bad for not doing a video. My girls did that. We were at the Elton John concert, and I stood in this really long line. All I wanted was a soda, because I wanted something with ice. It was hotter than heck. Stand in line forever. I get up there. They are out of every single drink except for bottled water. And I was kind of harassing the girl. Not like totally joking. I was like, are you kidding me? You know, I was like, do you have iced tea? Nope, nope. Everything on the list they were out of. So I was kind of like, I don't know, teasing the young girl that was behind there. And we left, and my girls were like, Mom, you know, you probably made her feel bad, and don't do that. And I can't believe that. And I'm like, she could tell I was joking. You know, I was thirsty. It was hot. I needed a drink. They were out of everything. So anyway, that was funny. On a little weird side note, go watch Annie B's Flosstube. It's fantastic. I love watching her. And she's got some new releases coming out at Expo too that are cute. So I guess that's it. I have a ton more to show, and I have more Fat Quarter Shop giveaways that I'll get to on my next video. And I did get one of those BenQ lights for them. They sent me one to review. You know, I don't get anything for you guys buying them, but they wanted me to try it out and mention it. And so I just have started using it, and I got to do a video telling you guys if I like it. I have lots more haul and plans and whatever. So hopefully, if I can, I will try and sneak in here again. I don't know how much longer I'll have a house guest. As long as he's willing to stay, I'm willing to take it. But once the kids are back in school and everything kind of gets back on track, I will be back to doing every 2 weeks on these videos. And I don't know. I guess that's it. And I don't have time to redo this if I screwed it up. So I might as well just get off here and say goodbye. So I will be back. I have not disappeared. And I will try to do more updates on Instagram when I can. And I think that's it. So I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.